Kehinde. I'm the co-founder and the lead partner for BudgiT. We started BudgiT in 2011, and the whole idea about BudgiT is to make it more simple, accessible for people to understand. The budget, as you know, is always a very technical document that most citizens can't have access or can't understand. So what we thought about is how do we make the budget easier and understandable for people? So it's by stripping it down, breaking it into simple infographics, interactive applications, so that either wherever you are, you can have access to the budget. So we also have apps on mobile, on mobile, BlackBerry, the Google Play, on the iOS store, because we want to make sure that the budget itself is an easy document that everybody, irrespective of your literacy, irrespective of your level of interest, irrespective of your data acquisition level, you can connect to the budget and make informed decisions.
We started off using social media and generally internet too to give in 140 characters the content of the budget, key findings, issues that we noticed that are not right in the budget. Just put out those information both on Twitter and Facebook. We started to do infographics, do a one-page analysis of the entire budget, then do sectoral analysis, do revenue projection, do revenue earnings, shortfalls, and all of that. So we started to represent all of that in one-page infographics that is easy to understand across literacy span. As long as you can read, you can look at those infographics and generally get the picture of what the budget is about. Yeah, we started off looking at federal budgets, and we have added a couple of states to it. We, as much as possible, where the information is available, we do analysis of the budget. We've done Edo State, we've done Ekiti State, we've done, this year we're going to add more states, Anambra. Last year we did about 7 states. This year we're going to increase it to 14. We have sent people to each of the states. The truth is that when it comes to budgeting, the federal government happens to be the most transparent in terms of providing information about the budget and around the budget to the citizens. The states are not exactly very transparent, aside Edo State that it is there without asking, is available, Ekiti State as well. So some of the other states we have to go beg, use our personal contacts, friends, relatives to get the information.
I want people to ask questions. So why would there be a road in the budget in my area and the road has not been done? Why would there be a constituency project in my area that the legislator is supposed to follow through and ensure that it's delivered and it's not been done? So those questions are what we are expected to arouse in the country and bring back into the consciousness of people. Yeah, the most shocking thing I've found in the budget is why the budget most times does not translate to service delivery. There was a time we went to Ekiti State on a tour. We went around the state to look for federal government projects in the budget, especially education. And you will be shocked that many of these schools possibly the projects are not completed, they're left abandoned. Most of them, like the federal government colleges, subsist on PTAs. Little amount is given to these schools. We went to a school in Ekiti, Federal Science and Technology College. They don't have a technical lab, and that's a technological school, a technical school. We went there, they were even shocked to see their school listed in the budget,
But there are certain issues you see in the budget, line items in the budget. You see, oh, this happened last year, this is happening again this year. And it's the same amount that has been allocated last year. It's still the same amount that has been allocated this year. Something definitely is wrong with that budgeting process. There's been inflation. Either the cost has gone up or the cost has gone down. There should be change. It shouldn't be constant. You shouldn't say in 2013 you're spending 100 million buying computers. In 2014 you're going to spend 100 million. In 2015 you're going to spend 100 million. Something is definitely wrong buying the same computer in the office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation. You're almost having 900 and something million naira for software purchase. And in a whole lot of other agencies, you have a flat rate allocation of some get 10 million, some get 15 million, flat rate. What software exactly are they purchasing for that amount? When subsidy was removed and then it was found out in the budget that 1 billion naira was allocated for feeding in Aso Rock, and it was one of the driving forces of that whole protest, that you can't spend 1 billion on feeding while you're asking us to make more sacrifices because of the economy. So, you know, there's been, I can't say one item, but you know, there are issues ranging issues that I can point out in terms of budgeting process that I can say has been out of this world. Yeah.
They discovered so many ghost workers, people were no longer in service, and the expectation of every Nigerian is that by next budget, the salary of those people will no longer be featured in the current expenditure. Do you still see the same thing coming back in the budget in the next year from your analysis?
We can't exactly say that this year this is the exact amount that will be paid, and this is the number of staff that are on the federal government payroll. So even if you are weeding out ghost workers, there's still a chance that new names can be added, because we don't know the number, so we can't even say exactly when it goes up or when it comes down. There may be, if at all there are numbers, I'm sure it's in dispute, because one agency will have one number, another agency will have a totally different number. So it's not always a very clear cut incident. And like we argue here, if you have discovered more than 40,000 ghost workers on your payroll, somebody was paying them, somebody was receiving that money, there's been not a single persecution arising from incidents of ghost workers, not even one.
So what we do in budget basically is that we just help our government. We don't get support from government, we don't get money from government. It's a strong policy rule from us not to do any service for government. The only thing we do for government is institutional support, and which is paid for by donor partners. So we have the National Assembly Budget and Research Office. We train them almost twice a year. I had trainings with them last week on gender budgeting. So we train the National Assembly Budget and Research Office, and that's our way of helping institutions get better. We also wish to do things with the Budget Office, with the Ministry of Finance, to show our own perspective to budgets, public finance, and how we can optimize this for the public. But right now, we don't. And once in a while, when we are stuck and we need extra information, we have a partner in Abuja called Public-Private Development Center, PPDC, who uses FOI to request information from government. So that's how we majorly operate. You know, so it's not like we're trying to force arrange a meeting with governments and trying to get an opportunity for a photo op, or for, you know, we basically run a sustainable way, and we feel that if we continue this way, we keep delivering impact. Yeah.
This meeting at the Finance Ministry with select group of CSOs and all of that, but we want it more open. We want people to be able to make their own contribution into the whole process, not just a select group. It should be thrown open so that I know, oh, this year the budget cycle is about to start and I want the road in my community included. So I know, start to, you know, not just lobby my legislator, but start to lobby the executive as well to get it in there. Then we can then lobby our legislator to then help get it approved. So we're hoping that this process will be engendered, and we believe that this will work more at the state and local government levels if the citizens are directly involved in the whole process of making budget. What we have right now is somebody sits in their office, writes up what they assume is what the community wants, and just send it. So you have, especially for constituency project, you see, you go to a community, there's no water. This community doesn't need any electricity. They rely on moonlight to do their night distance. But you see government projects, constituency project being solar power distance. Meanwhile, those people need water. So if they were asked in the budget process, if they were asked what is your need, they probably would have preferred water to solar panels, solar panel street light. So those are the kind of things that we expect, we hope to change if the communities are engaged in the budget making process, starting from the executive arm before it gets to the legislatures and then returns back to.
Yeah, we have support. Support from we ourselves. We do infographics for corporate clients. So we have a company that does infographics for corporate clients. Basically, that's a separate entity. What else we do have again is, but that's a very small, very minute part of our business. The biggest fund still comes from the international donors who believe in transparency, accountability, openness. But so what we are doing is not to reach out to government, it's not to bring down government, it's to just ensure that we do democracy the way it should be done. It should be interactive, it should be an informed democracy. People should make informed arguments. And so BudgiT just provides the data, evidence, show people evidence, and gradually explain that people should take up from this point and ask questions. Democracy is not when it is a one-way street. It is when there's that constant engagement, even after elections. And that's what you call accountability, to hold the elected official to account. And that's one kind of the tools that we are building in BudgiT. Yeah.
So we built a new tool called Tracker. What Tracker does is that if, for example, the road passing in front of my office is in the budget, and I have seen that 200 million has been awarded for the repair of this road, and I'm sitting here one day, I see bulldozers show up, demolish a portion of the road, mount signboard, move around the whole place for 2 days or 2 weeks and disappear. And then maybe 2-3 months down the line, I read in the newspaper that this road has been completed, right? Tracker will allow me post pictures of this road. It will allow me to link the pictures and the information I've provided on the state of this road and the level of work that has been done on this road. Allow me link that information using this new tool we have built in such a way that the officials at the Ministry of Works that have paid these contractors to do this road, we get that information so that there is a direct citizen evaluation and monitoring of projects.
So by our own count, we've counted 240,000 people we've reached through flyers, through emails, through social media, through and also engagement with CSOs. That's what we have done. We want to do more. We also have to be mindful that we have to take it step by step, and that's the kind of approach that we take in BudgiT, a step-by-step approach, so that we can get good results. One of the things we grapple with is after I've seen the budget in nice infographics, what help us next. That's why we have to build Tracker. People can track government projects and say something like this is happening, something like this is happening. We need to get results. So we also built Tracker, which we feel is very necessary for us to build discussions when it comes to the budget. So I think we're doing fine. Down the line, what have we changed? The level of engagement, the level of interest in budget has risen up. You will see that 5-10 years ago, we're not talking this much about budget, but now you can say we have made a dent around that.
Kò ní wọ́lá.